Today is Friday, September 5th, 2025. I'm Sweets. This is Veerball. That's Sid. And this is the Recoup weekly check-in where we recap what was shipped in the last week. I'm going to be joining with you guys today. I don't really know what was shipped. I just got back from vacay on Wednesday, and the code base was changed a little bit in ways that I wasn't really prepared for. But we'll start it off how we always do. In one word, we'll start with Sid. In one word, Sid, how you feeling today? And in one sentence, what do you need today?
Oh, I'm feeling good. Well, let's get better. I'm feeling excited. Beerball's here. New energy in the room. And Sweets is back. So new energy in the room. So I'm excited. And what do I need today? I need help keeping the momentum. I need help keeping the momentum that I am feeling, which is causing this great energy. How about you, Sweets?
Tossing it to Veerball next. In one word, how are you feeling today? And in one sentence, what do you need today?
Oh, you're muted.
He's not muted, but I don't hear you, Veerball. Maybe check mic settings.
Okay, so yeah, I'm feeling really good, and as it's my it's the first time that I'm joining this meeting, and yeah, like the Sydney said that Sydney said about what he want to do, like, and I was think I always think like how can I make the Recoup as to give us smooth user experience as we get in like Chat GPT, like in Perplexity, like Sydney usually show me his it's a screenshot screen recording. So yeah, this is my focus, and I really love to like increase performance of the thing, make things smoother working. So yeah, like this. Yeah, for
Awesome.
the past in the last week I was also working on the similar thing. I was focused and working on increasing the speed of the chat. Like, we usually get latency of 10 to 12 seconds to get first token to stream. Like, now I think we dropped to 2 3 second, Sydney, am I right?
Yeah, depending on the model, but yeah.
Yeah, like usually Gemini flash models are little fast than GPTs. Yeah.
Awesome. So wait, what do you need? You're feeling excited, or wait, what are you feeling? You're feeling really good. In one
Yeah.
sentence, what do you need today?
Yeah, like I think I already said that I'm feeling really good. Yeah, I'm just looking at this meeting, that how what kind of things you discuss here. So I am just like experiencing and exploring.
Understood. Awesome. Well, I'm excited that you're here.
Yeah.
Sweets, passing it to you. What's your word?
I'm feeling recharged, and I need an understanding what was changed while I was gone so that I can understand how to better manipulate the code base. A prerequisite to manipulation is legibility. I tried to go into the code base. I thought I knew it. I went to where I thought it was, and I realized I can't read the code base anymore. Stuff was changed. So this meeting will be helpful for me to understand what was changed, why it was changed, and what are the new priorities. So that way I can come back to contributing into the code base. Getting started, do you both want to talk about what we shipped this week? Maybe start with Sid and then jump over to Veerball, or what are your thoughts, Sid?
Yeah, let me start. Well, let me first start with customer updates, and then I'll go into product updates on my end, and then I'll let Veerball take it because I'm sure that will get way more technical, and you guys can go back and forth, and he can kind of dive in. So I'll try to wrap up my stuff quick. From a customer update perspective, we have 3 new customers this week. TK has officially joined as a pro user. I don't know if that was from you or just on his own. Did you have a stream with him? No, on his own? Awesome. So that's great. I'm excited that he joined, and I want to get him on the user board and kind of dive in as a Web3 facing artist who like naturally got a pro subscription. I think that's high signal. Also, I love his music, so that's also high signal. Then we have Big Ass Kids, which upgraded their subscription from the regular subscription to a partner subscription, which is the $4.99 a month. That gives them access for us to just be more custom hands-on with the experiences that they need out of Recoup. So I'll explain more on what the products that I shipped this week for that. And then finally, we got a customer, an enterprise customer, Rostrum is official. That brings on 50 new users across their 3 sub-labels, up to 100 artists, and directly puts us in their indie world of shipping for artists, independent artists also, which is awesome because they're not on a major or anything. So it's like the highest tier of indie you can get when it comes to Rostrum's roster, right before the major label comes involved. So I'm excited about that. We lost 2 customers. Bully hit me up with an email saying that he wants us to stop charging his card, which I was surprised about because he had some positive reviews and sent us some users from Twitter. So I canceled his card and his payments and refunded him for the last 2 months. I guess he was unaware that like the trial was only for a 2-month period. And so maybe it was a miscommunication on the expectations of how long he was going to be able to use it for free, which was on my end. But like I said, I refunded him the 2 months and said, hey, we're here and would love to hear more feedback on how we can make it better so that you are actually using the product. And then the other lost customer was 24 Management, Russ, who also said the same thing, which was he didn't use the product enough to justify a monthly payment. And then finally, we have about 5 or 6 pending pro trials in the pipeline that are just waiting for, or I've been waiting on them until we could send them to in-app to do a self-serve pro trial, so that the whole thing of people not realizing that it's a trial and then hitting us up later and not being able to manage your account, that like removing the chance of that happening again by just saying, okay, cool, if you want your trial, it's ready, just go click this button in the app and set it up. You'll get it free for a month and then can also cancel your subscription in app. All right, so those are my main customer updates, exciting updates. Momentum is here. We're about to get an influx of new people. So the first thing I shipped, which was right before, we'll get into the product now. First thing I shipped, which was right when you left last week, is a retention chart. Let me show it to you real quick and demo. Give me a second. All right, share. Entire screen. Oh my goodness, was this not going to work now that I have you guys? All right, here it is. Cool. So Sweets, I sent you that picture or that video last week of like the head of growth from Facebook and how he tracks retention, and what he said was like, you should do nothing else until you solve retention in your app. You should do no marketing. You should do no You shouldn't ask for payments. You should do nothing until you solve retention, because if you don't have the retention, then nothing else matters. People are not going to stay on app. So I took that formula that he used and created this analysis so that we can kind of track retention. His whole theory is you track from the day the account was created, and you track their usage and their fall off. And once this line is parallel, then you have retention for a subset of users. Meaning people are not leaving the app more often than not. So I built this in. We're in like the make it work stage of this. You can see like retention starts to fall off here. We're the make it right stage is, and some things that we're missing in order to make this experience better and more, just a better data point is we currently are not tracking created at in our Superbase accounts table. We're only tracking updated at. And it would help to make this more accurate if we also tracked created at, so we can understand the retention over time. I'm currently using an exported CSV of Privy data that does have a created at in order to display this information. But I have not updated our Superbase table to do a created at yet, because I didn't want to make too many database changes until you saw, I had your eyes on this, Sweets. And then the second thing that that's the make it work, or that's the make it right thing. The make it awesome thing would be is if we just improved our onboarding experience for users so that we could segment this retention list. Something that the guy explained in the video was finding the retention of a subset of users. So artists might be being retained more than music managers, who might be falling off and not being retained. But we currently have no way of tracking whether it's an artist or a manager or a record executive, or who the person is that we're tracking. So that would make this, the ultimate retention analysis, is if we were to able to understand what subsection of our user base is being retained, so that we can identify, oh my God, research analysis, or researchers at major labels are being retained, but nobody else is. So we have product market fit for them. And so it'll help us market or build out features, et cetera, for them. Anyways, that is the reason, or that is the retention card. Any questions before I move on?
If created at is already tracked in Superbase, or if it's already tracked in Privy, why duplicate that with something that we have to maintain inside of Superbase? And why spend engineering resources adding a column which is already available somewhere else at a more fundamental source of truth?
Because I didn't build this attached to Privy, but it's a great question, and it's probably, I mean, whether we spend the engineering resources to connect this to Privy in order to pull that data, or we attach it as a column, I guess the question is, what's the simpler route to go, and what will be more scalable long term? The upside for Privy is, I guess, we would be able to get all the old created at stuff, and I wouldn't have to rely on a CSV file. The downside of Privy is that if we ever change Privy, we have to rebuild our retention models, or our retention stuff. So yeah, there's a couple ups and downs, but good question. We can think. I guess I'm leaning towards whatever's easiest. All right, next, I shipped reasoning UI. So previously, where are we? Let's pull in and open. Previously, when you would have a chat, it would just say reasoning, 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 1,000 reasonings. Now, when you have a chat and say something like, ask it about weekly posts, instead of just saying reasoning, it tells you what the reasoning step that it's doing is, to give the user a little bit more clarity on what's going on at the time. Then you can click in and it gives you the full what's going on. So that is the reasoning step. I also updated to use Vercel AI elements for this reasoning component instead of the old one. And I think leaning more towards the Vercel AI elements, like you had suggested, Sweets, is a great way to stay up to date and start to make sure our components all kind of look similar and feel similar, and ride the wave of Vercel updating that more often than we update our stuff. Any questions on reasoning UI before I continue?
How are you getting the summary of the reasoning?
When it reasons, it comes with a header automatically, and I'm just supplementing that header for showing it here. During the reasoning, it still says thinking. So if we actually go through real quick in the chat. Let's not use Claude Haiku. Let's use Sonnet 4, whatever. So this one actually did it really quick. So depending on the model, sometimes it says the reasoning step really quickly. This is going through.
And for Claude, it only reasons in the first step, right? So we won't see any follow-up reasoning, unlike GPT.
Oh, true. Good call. Yeah, it'll do that. So let's just try another one. Yeah, having all the access to all these models is so great because testing all the different things now. See, this is still something Verbal, like it's still taken a while for specific certain things. And there's this little bug here, but we'll get to that later. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that one took a while. Gathering, social media, planning.
Oh. Seems instant. So it's part of the header and the reasoning. Did you have to manually parse that, or in the AI element from Vercel, is it automatically pulling out that info?
I had to parse it. In Vercel AI elements, it says reasoning for X steps, or thinking for X steps, and then like when you drop it down, it has the header and then the thing. So I just parsed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this is which elements are you using from Vercel's AI elements here?
Let me show you. I'm using their reasoning. But let me pull up the file. Give me a sec.
Careful with those ENV
Oh no, they were half, right? You didn't see the full thing.
I recommend you, if you care about the security of the product and all the credit cards you put in, I recommend you check this video at 19 minutes after we're done to see what you've exposed.
Damn it. Let's go, Brad. All right.
It's okay. We don't have a time frame on when we cycle keys. It's just we're live enough that we naturally expose our keys and then we cycle them whenever we expose them.
Yeah, that's a good. I guess it's not a bad thing to cycle everything. Or is Vercel AI SDK? Where is AI SDK? Here it is. Elements. Oh, it didn't save it in here. Where did it save it at? Reasoning.
maybe UI.
Yeah, it saves it. If you don't do the actual,
There it is.
where do you see it?
Up, up, up.
Oh, here we go.
It's still there up. Okay, so yeah, you're using reasoning from the AI SDK, and you had to modify this in order to get it to show how
Yeah.
you wanted with the title
Yeah.
where you want it. Copy. Okay, so you modified the native out of the box component. You changed it, so this is not directly using the foundation is the reasoning component, but you've modified it, which is one of the benefits of them building on top of Shad CN is it's not a black box of a package. We get the actual component code, and if you want to change it, you can.
Correct. And if you already have the AI,
Cool. This looks great. I'm glad you picked that.
wait, go ahead.
I'm glad that you're using the AI elements. Just when you said that you'd changed it, my initial thought, I was writing down why didn't you use AI components, and then you said that you did, and that I'm glad that you did.
I think we leaned.
I like this implementation path. I'd love to hear Virbal's thoughts on what our usage has been of the AI elements. Virbal, have you seen that we've been using the AI elements so far? Do you have any feedback or thoughts on how Sid brought in the reasoning component from the AI SDK AI elements?
Like I saw this library, but I have not integrated any component till yet in Recoup. But yeah, I will still explore it later.
Yeah, explore it. And also, like, what I've realized is that since we're using the AI SDK, if you pull in, it like now use like the AI SDK now uses these elements. We just have to update them if we want to use them. Where is it? AI elements. Here we go. So like you can pull in them by themselves as AI elements, and then it'll populate here in like Sweets' drop down of AI elements. Or if you pull them in from Vercel SDK, then it'll just populate how like it currently is populating and as a reasoning. It'll update the actual one we have instead of making a new one. But there's some cool ones. There's like, where is this one? Inline citation is awesome. It gives you like the little box right here. Branching is great. There's a bunch of cool ones. Tasks. I tried to implement task suites, but then I realized that like we need to have a specific task in order to do this. Because you have to use like specific words trigger this UI. So like, you know, anytime that you're looking for project files, run this and then it'll show the task. So we need to kind of experiment on where task makes the most sense. Like I was going to try to do it on create new artist, but then like it removes the like cool factor of like showing everything that's happening. So it's almost like you need to do it in like sub tool chains within that like have plans or something. All right, cool. That's enough of that. The next thing I did, all right, I'll go through this. I added, where is it? GitHub.
I see you changed our logo.
I did. I'm updating the color scheme to be easier because these colors are just like incredibly hard to use during UI. So simplifying the colors, which I can show you on a Figma, but give me a sec. I'm trying to figure out where actually, let me just run it here. The Pro card.
What are you looking for?
I'm just going to run this.
Did TK sign up before you had removed the card?
Yes.
At this point, it's impossible for anybody to sign up
Correct.
for Pro.
And then, wait, let me see. Unless you send them the actual link. But yeah, in-app self-serve, they can't. But I mean, he was probably the one person who has signed up for Pro through the app experience since we've set it up. Like, like it's been months since anybody actually used that card. So, you know, 1 in 100, I was like, let's just remove it until you set it up. But here's the new one, which opens then. I set it to just go directly to here instead of have like a separate pop-up for it. And then that way you can click this and then I'll update the Stripe thing to have like better UI once it's set up, to just like have just more, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Explain the features, etc., whatever. But I'd rather update it here than like have them need to click 2 times to get here. So that was that.
Agreed. Less clicks as well.
Oh wait, where am I? And then lastly, what I did was Big Ass Kids. So let me share with you guys that. It is in Vercel. It is in Big Ass Kids. So Big Ass Kids upgraded their account to a partner account, which is the $4.99 a month. What that enables us to do is work with them to integrate Recoup agents into their own platforms or experiences. So we're currently building out, they have this community called Big Ass Kids that's a bunch of musicians, and they wanted to take Recoup and add it to their website. And so we're just building that out. Here is the chatbot currently, where you could start a conversation and you can say, my name is Sydney. And I just currently have it going through a custom instructions of, the purpose of this chat is to help their community connect with other members. So I'm shooting a music video, and then it'll kind of walk through a sequence of questions that asks, just gets more information to help connect. The reason why I have it currently asking questions is because I don't have anything connected to like login or API stuff for their backend. So it doesn't know who's logged in yet. But maybe that's like, you know, the make it right part of this. Director. And something else that I want to think through is just like, how can we get this to go faster? But it might just be like just changing the model to Flash. But like thinking through, if she changes her model on her end, this one will still change, or this one won't change. Got it. Does this location? I'm in New York. And so the experience is like a little slow. I should change the model.
What model are you using right now?
Currently, let's see. It's what.
I think Sid might be glitching, or maybe I'm glitching, but I see you moving, Veerball. Is Sid glitching for you as well?
I think there are some network issues.
Yeah, I know he started running his server. I have a feeling because he started running the server and he's sharing screen and he's on stream. I have a feeling that's... Yep, there he went. He'll be back. And he was getting a call. He's got a lot of stimulation on his computer right now.
Yeah. So, should I continue?
He's already back.
Just getting started on that, but it's a cool next step. Thank you, Sweets, for setting up the documentation to enable that to happen. I couldn't have done it without you.
I recommend stop running your server. I don't know if you know, but you jumped out for a little bit. I think you had some network issues, and then you came back at the end of your share.
Yeah, let me stop.
And maybe reject that call.
Oh yeah, that's from my. Sorry. All right, cool. Server's done.
Is the Big Ass Kids chat using AI elements?
No, it's not. Well, it's a custom. No, it's just custom. I built it really quickly.
Copy.
Which we can
And
start.
do you feel like you moved quicker doing it how you did it instead of using AI elements?
Yes. Although I feel as though if there was moving forward, like this was one version, you've done one version of this, but like if we start to find ourselves setting this as more of like a feature that's self-serve rather than like having to build it, then like, yes, I think you picking a UI that's consistent will be more beneficial. But for now, it was just quick. Like,
is Big Ass Kids using live data from their database?
Not yet. We have not set that up yet.
Copy.
That's the next steps. Right now, we're in the steps of Verbal just fixed or made a change that broke the conversation. So like I demoed it to them earlier and it wasn't working. So I hit him up, was like, hey man, like fix this. So he pushed that really quickly. I just emailed them and said, hey, it's working now. So try it for this next week. And I'm going to just have them test for the next week and then get feedback on how they think that we can make the experience better. Once we get that, then I'll start to set up their back end and figure that portion out.
Where is it pulling the data from on their main site?
It is not pulling. Oh, so currently Circle, which is the site that they host their community on, offers an iframe. So I took the iframe from Circle and made a Next.js website that shows the iframe of Circle. So the current thing you're seeing is an iframe of their community of Circle, and then our chatbot on top, and we have that Next.js web app code base. So I still have to think through how we want to pull data from their database, and some of like this, thinking through some of the Circle API stuff of like, if a user logs in, how do we know that they're logged in? How do we pull that data in to then affect the chat? All of that stuff is still kind of question mark, work in progress.
Copy, but that site is showing live data. You haven't hard coded it. You're using an iframe. So as their site, their backend updates, the site that you built will show the latest info?
Correct.
Copy.
Correct. But our chatbot won't know until we connect, obviously.
Right.
Yeah. Sweet. All right. And those are my big updates. I'll stop. I just did a lot of stuff. So unless you guys have any other questions, I'll pass it over to Virbal to talk about what was shipped.
Sounds good to me. Run us through what you did this week, Virbal.
Yeah. So let me start from the last week. Okay, let me also share my screen. I think I have to reconnect the chat. I have to give screen sharing permission to the Chrome.
Hey, Sweets.
You're Mr. Popular today with all these calls.
I'm getting calls. Cousins calling. He's probably calling because he has an AI question. He always hits me up as like, hey, What should I use? What model should I use?
You're the AI man in the family.
Yeah,
You shipped a lot.
bro,
It's
I'm
not often
shipping.
you're able to take like 25 minutes, 30 minutes for you to talk through what you shipped. You sold stuff. You built product. You're really a one-man founder. I
I'm
went on
telling you,
vacation. The product kept
Sweet.
moving. Why do you even have us on the team? We're just dragging down the team.
Let's fucking go. Well, I'm telling you, I need this momentum. Let's fucking go. Let's match my snowball. It's rolling down the hill. Getting big, 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 big.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Organic sign up from TK. I don't even think he sent me any messages about it. It was a little startling to get the messages from Bully Meow. I saw those and I tried. I was going to go in today to reject his subscription, and then I then went back to my email and saw that you did it 17 hours ago, and I'm like, "Ah, you beat me to it. I'm glad you did."
Yeah,
You handled it well.
Yeah. I can. What's the word? I'm empathetic towards the feeling of wanting to stop something and not be able to, and then
that was
asking.
something you told me too. You said, "Hey, this might be like a borderline legal thing, but we need to add in a button so that people can unsubscribe." And this is a sign that Bully Meow wanted to. He sent us emails. He contacted his bank because we didn't have any mechanism for him to go onto our site to do it. So this is a clear case of someone wanting to do it and us not giving them a mechanism, and as a result, them getting very upset.
Yeah, exactly. Squeaky wheel.
Welcome back, Virbal. Can you share screen now?
Yeah. Okay. Is it visible now?
Yep, we can see it.
Okay. So yeah. So okay. So let me talk about last week. So last week I have been working on creating custom agents. Like earlier, we had a fixed number of agent and pre-built by recoupable. Like we can't edit them, we can't lead them, they were just stored in the database, and no one can create a new agent. So last week I shipped the first version of agent creation process. Like this is the first version. Like here I can give a agent name, I can give anything, like I can add any description. Like let me put some random words here. uh, this is a prompt, and some tags like I copied from our current UI, and I'm making it private so that it will be only visible in my account. Okay, so let me submit. Okay, so here it is. So this was the thing that I worked on the last week, and here we can this is the first variant, basic variants that. Okay, so here we can see some details like title of the agent, description of the agent, prompt that I added, tags in it, like updated on who is the creator. Currently I'm just showing a ID uh, of the user, and Sydney suggested that I should show profile pictures, and this will come in the first variant, and I have already got a list of feedbacks and some like checkpoints that I should add, and like new features, new points to add to enhance this experience, to enhance its user experience. Okay, so like this works similar to like earlier we had entire card clickable. So I just added a simple like this button that will start a new chat like this. Okay, so like if I want to delete it, I can also delete the template. Like if I create it public, if I if I create it public, then it will be visible to everyone. Like you can open chat.recoupable, then you can also see it. If I create a new agent with private set to false. So yeah, this was the last week. In this current week I was working on increasing the speed of the like latency, that how can I reduce the bottlenecks that are causing like uh, latency in the chat responses. So like I analyzed the chat streaming pipeline that I was like there were many database calls in chat response, like we were calling custom user instruction when users send a message. Then what we were doing, we were fetching artist as a custom instruction at the time of query, and also fetching the knowledge base files. So what I did, like I removed that code from the backend. So, and I moved that fetching thing to the client side. So now when we select an artist, it automatically fetch the data that is needed for all the that is needed as a context. And when I send a message, it send it through body, and we do not need to make a database calls on the backend. So that's why it has made it little faster. So also did some experiment with edge runtime, but we have some dependency that work only on node runtime and not on edge runtime. But yeah, but like there were some crypto dependencies that only work on a node runtime. So I had to like abandon that idea, and maybe like postpone for it later to migrate route endpoint to edge runtime. But mostly AI chat routes are recommend, like people say that you should use edge runtime for AI streaming, like AI response streaming thing. So yeah. Yeah, this is the overview that I'm currently working on. Yeah, that's it from my side.
Which models have you found have the fastest response?
We have a many, like I tested many models, like also tried Gemini 2 point sorry Gemini 2.5 was fast. Gemini 2.0, I think it was not working. I think 2.5 was 2.5 flash was fast, and also Grok code fast. This was also fast. Let's test this.
Sid, when you're watching this, ask yourself the question: is this fast enough to meet your benchmark, or is this still too slow? How was that
uh,
response, Sid?
like Gemini
Um,
4.1.
it was. I don't. I mean, like that was fast.
Okay.
Uh,
If that's fast, then what that tells me is it is model dependent, the speed. And so some of the bigger models like GPT-5 are slower. But if you pick, I think Sid might have just bounced out, or maybe I'm having network issues, but I still see Veerball moving. So I think it's on Sid's side.
I'm still here. Do you see me?
Oh, okay. I see you now. Because Veerball was able to change the model and got a response time that met yours criteria, that tells me it is the speed of the model, not our API, which is the bottleneck. Because some of our models meet your success criteria and others don't. I know that GPT-5, their fastest response comes with Nano, middle response comes with Mini, and slowest response comes with 5. So depending on the GPT model you pick, it will take longer. That's both in our UI as well as in ChatGPT's UI. Personally, I think that Veerball has accomplished the goal. But I'm curious if you still think it needs sped up, or what your thoughts are based off of this information I'm giving you of it's a model, not our API, that's slowing it down.
I think it's a model is one variable of response time. I think also the query is another variable of response time dependent on the context that we are providing the model on query. So if you just say hi, you'll get a quick response from a quick model, from a fast model, if there's no other context. Although if we are passing in more context, longer context, then it seems like that also changes the response time. I do think that
Do you have an
Verbal,
example?
I will say, I think that he has done a great job at what the goal was, which was giving us the ability to decrease the response time. So I do think it was a green light on that ticket, right? But I do think that we need to think through the user experience of how we're showing people. Users don't know which models are fast. They don't know which models to use. They currently have a list of 1,000 models and aren't going to go through each one to try to see which one's the fastest. And so, like, we're currently defaulting to, like, I think we need to think through from a user perspective, what are we defaulting to for free? What are we defaulting to for paid? And how are we showing them the models in a way that will make it easier for them to make the decision based on what to use and why? So maybe it's just like messing around with our model choosing UI to say, here's fast models, here's longer thinking models or whatever. But I don't know. But I do think it's past this. Maybe a conversation we need to think through longer.
Yeah, like Sydney, I want to add in it. So may I?
Go ahead.
Yeah. There are many number of models like Coin 3. These are not so like like Novo Light. I think these are from Amazon. I don't know. Cloud 3. Yeah, there are so many models. Mercury, Llama, Pixtra, like Kimi. I think like these are not so common models. Like these are also not comes in top benchmarks. Like if we look at live bench and it says that which model is performing really well, like if we look at GPT-5 models are at top, then O3, then Cloud, then GPT-5 mini, GPT like Gemini, like we like most of the people don't know about models like GLM. uh, there are so many options. Like I think if we add a limited number of models, then that are in top benchmarks, then people also know about them, then I think that will be a little good thing.
Yeah, I agree. Or hiding ones that nobody knows to like a more models option, so that
Yeah.
it's just this. They're not intimidated by choice.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that likes the fact that we're offering everything, because not everybody is offering everything, and it's like, oh wow. But then it's also like, I don't think any of us on this call has even gone through every single model that we offer and tested each one. So like, there's definitely users haven't. So I agree. Like thinking through how can we show models to make it easier for the user. This is a good
Yeah.
example.
Like Perplexity, it is showing only limited number, like Sonar, Sonnet 4.0, Thinking, Opus, like limited number, and these are popular models. So I think we can also consider this approach.
Yeah. Cool. I
Hmm.
agree. Thinking through how we show the UI. And I was also thinking, and this is just maybe another add-on to models, but a note that I had is currently what models are being used for what, and what we default to versus what the user can change, would add a better user experience. Like the example being that currently, the model that is used for, I'm pretty sure this is correct. Correct me if I'm wrong, but whatever the model that is being used for the Big Ass Kids chatbot is whatever the model I have selected in my account that artist is connected to at the time, because we're doing the streaming or the chat generative the generation API, right? It would be cool to give the user like we default to things, but also give the user the option to choose their default model across all, like for their account, a default model per artist, a default model per agent. And then if they want to change it in the chat window and bypass all of any of those, like they can. But like that also, like our scheduled actions are currently defaulting to whatever is the worker is hard coded in the worker. And so like, you know, thinking through like, okay, this model is really great for this specific agent, and giving the user the ability to create an agent and say, this is the model I'm using when I'm running this agent and scheduling this action. Versus I just want quick chat back and forth about, brainstorming, so I can use a faster model and I don't need reasoning or thinking, etc. Or I want to create a chat bot, but I don't want it to be GPT-5 Pro. I want it to be GPT-5 Nano, and it's attached to my artist. So like letting them select in that artist the default model. So I think just thinking through that might also improve user experience. I don't know how difficult that is, if that's a separate ticket from.
Sydney, can you send me a test query that you were testing that you were testing here, so that I can also test the speed of that query with on my system with the Gemini 2.5 Flash model. Like I usually test with hello, hi, like these things.
The test query that I was using is that. I just sent it to the private chat in the restream, or I can send it on Slack as well if you need.
Let me wait a minute. Tell me what.
Okay. While Virbal's trying that, we've got 8 minutes left, a little under 8 minutes.
Okay.
I think we should focus on what are the goals for next week in the last couple minutes that we have. Sid, do you have somewhere you want to focus us on to discuss next week? If no, I have a question written down.
I'll let you take it over and I'll interject if need be.
What are the squeakiest wheels which might cause our highest paid customers to churn? You had mentioned at the start you want help keeping momentum. So what are the squeakiest wheels which might cause our highest paid customers to churn? Does that feel like the inadequate question to orient next week's tasks around, or is there a different focal point that we can discuss the priorities?
No,
for
that's
next week?
great.
Saying it again, what are the squeakiest wheels which might cause our highest paid customers to churn? Do you have any answers that come to your mind immediately, Sid?
So I don't, but let me explain to you my current process next week once we start onboarding them. I will be because we don't have orgs or teams or anything like that. I'm currently going to have to manually, once they update their subscription in, I'm going to have to go manually add all of them and attach all of their artists. And I'm going to kind of manually manage the enterprise account for now. But the one thing is making sure that like they're all on Pro, right? Like all those users are associated to Pros and they have the correct amount of credits. And that all of their artists have all the research, the knowledge base is set up correctly, etc. That's number one. For me, but that's not, that doesn't answer your question. That's just, I'm letting you know kind of where my focus is next week to set them up to give them the ability to churn. So that is the other thing. During that setup, I'm also going to be creating custom agents for them. So I'll have one-on-ones with them and say, what's your workflows? And then I'll build them a custom agent. And so so that experience, the custom agents experience might be something, but I'll stop there and get your thoughts, Sweets, on it. Now that you know kind of going into next week where my focus is at.
So the biggest focus right now is rostrum records and getting them onboarded and trying to make that a seamless process so that each person that comes on feels delighted and doesn't roll their eyes at being restricted, and feels like they're a part of the organization, right?
Yes, no bugs.
And so
Great.
the things that they need when they sign in is when anyone from Rostrum, they're going to be using their Rostrum email, right?
They have multiple sub labels, so it will be Rostrum emails or any of the sub labels.
Okay, cool. So, but they'll have an enterprise level email, a shared email domain that they'll be using, and everybody on their team will be using either Rostrum, either x@rostrumrecords.com or
Space
at
heater.
xlabel.com.
Yeah, exactly. They'll have there'll be certain domain emails to be used.
Cool. That feels like something that will save you time as well as help with the onboarding, is thinking through. I'm thinking my initial thought is enterprise customers will all have a domain that all their emails are associated with. And so if we make the subscription at the domain level so that anybody that signs in with an enterprise level email gets access, that should support both Rostrum and then any other future enterprise customers that we bring in. Virbal, do you have any other thoughts that might be a better solution than associating it with a domain of an email so that when someone signs in, okay, they're Rostrum, they're Space Heater, they're one of these enterprise customers, unlock the experience for them? Do you think there's a better way? What is a better way for us to allow these customers to come in and to instantly be delighted and feel like they have pro access?
Like I think I will discuss about in our internal chat communication like Slack. I think, yeah. At this moment, I have not a like overall picture of the thing that, so that's why.
Okay, we'll think through that one. So enterprise account management, so that when Rostrum and others sign in, they automatically have access, and making it so that Sid does not need to do a whole bunch of admin work on the back end. What other, Rostrum being our highest paid customer, what other points need built out for Rostrum to make sure that they can take full advantage of the enterprise benefits that they have signed up for? Sid, what else is missing based off of what you have sold or what they have asked for that are missing to allow them to have a top tier enterprise level experience using Recoup?
Two things. The first, image and video model gateway. Every call I get on with them, they always are asking like, okay, cool, but how do I make content for my artist? We currently only offer GPT-1. It has no video, and it's not great at character consistency. My solution is to get a gateway like foul.ai, which gives us access to all models, all image models and video models. So that's, I think, number one. I set up a foul account, and I have the API keys set up. So that, I think, is step one, is giving customers the ability to create images and videos and choose the models accordingly. So if they want to use Nano Banana, they want to then turn an image into a video using a different model, they can. But I think that's step one. And then step two is, and this is again just my thoughts. You guys can correct me, but I think file management. Currently, all files are being stored in the knowledge base, and that's per artist. And it was also, until Verbal fixed it, also sending, like, if I stored images, it would be stored in the knowledge base, and sending multiple images to the model every query. And so, like, I think something that would be better moving forward is similar to the cursor experience, where you can tag files, tag things to then insert and have into the LLM call or the model call, setting up a system like that where I can have the user can put their album brand assets in, but those don't get called every single time the user asks a question about something that doesn't have to do with that, right? And like, so you can tag certain things and certain files and certain data in order to send that along with the call. That's my two things that I think will add the most value. The third thing, which is like a nice to have, is make files editable. Currently, if I create a new artist and it generates me the knowledge base, and I see that like there's one piece of wrong information, or like, oh, that release actually didn't come out on that day, I can't change it. I can't go in and edit the knowledge base or edit that file in order to like update it. I need to like regenerate an entire knowledge base. So that's also just like been like a hassle for me when I'm onboarding people. And I know I've gotten some complaints about like, hey, this information is wrong. How do I change it? And I have to be like, oh, just you have to redo it. Or download it, tweak it in like a, in text edit and then re-upload it type shit. So that's also another thing. So I think, yeah, just building the cursor for music labels and artists is what I'm saying. Build an IED, guys.
I'm hearing top 3 level items for next week are enterprise account management, using a video and image gateway, specifically fall.ai, and media storage, adding a media tab, being able to tag files in the chat input, and being able to edit files from the media tab or in other ways. Does that encompass the blocks of work that you think need to be prioritized for next week, Sid?
Yes.
Or what is missing on that list?
I think those are the top 3 things. And then also just like the quick connecting the new pro tier with free trial to that card. That's not specifically for the current customers, but I have like literally 5 or I have a backlog of people that are waiting for me to send them to send them the way to sign up.
Veerball, out of that list, which items would you like to take as your priorities for next week? Enterprise account management, video and image gateway, media storage, and the upgrade card to subscribe to Pro.
Okay, so I think, yeah, I already have a list of version 2 of agent. So first I have to work on it. That it is at priority 0. So yeah, so after then,
Which one is that? That's the one I sent you, which is like the updated or how to update it, the agents.
yeah, you send me a Figma doc, like to do many changes in the agent template creation process. So yeah, I have to work on it.
Have you started it?
No, not yet.
So let's move that to a P1 or 2. I don't think it's
I think it's P0.
No, but let's change it to a P1, P2. It was a P0 when we didn't have a bunch of other shit going on.
Okay. So okay, I will think about it. Like I will think about it, that whether I should work on a file system or a image and video creation process.
Okay, so you'll take one of those 2, if not both, video and image gateway and media storage. That leaves me on upgrade card and enterprise account management. Sound accurate for next week, Veerball?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, I'll write those down and I'll communicate it on Slack. Let's try to wrap up in the next 30 seconds. Sid, is there anything else that we want to talk about before we sign off?
We're good. That was awesome, guys. Virbal, glad you came.
Really appreciate you coming here, Virbal. It's nice to have you to be able to communicate the updates that you're doing, to let other people externally see your face and see that you're a part of this team. And also to have you be able to hear what we're talking about, and so that I'm not just assigning you tasks. It's nice that you said, no, I already have agent update, and you're able to push back and help us prioritize. Thank you for joining it. It means a lot to have you here.
Okay, thank you, sir.
For everybody else that is, go ahead, Sid.
No, I was going to say I agree 100%.
If you got some enjoyment out of seeing Virbal's pretty face today, make sure you leave a comment down below. Let him know welcome Virbal in the comments below. Give us a repost and a like so that other people can see us building this product.